Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Soulfire Tarot for the month of March 2025. My name is Steve. Let's get this show on the road with a little ding. Alrighty, to start, I'll be drawing two cards from the Psychic Tarot deck, one at the top and one at the bottom. And I'll be drawing these upright for a positive framing. So, we have at the top, we have intuition, the intuition card. And at the bottom, we have moving on. So we see the Six of Swords and the Empress, or excuse me, the High Priestess, I believe. So, yeah, this is resonating towards the idea of being in tune with your intuition, following your inner guidance, being aware of the coming and goings of the larger play of the cosmos within your web of reality, and your part in playing out its creation as a co-conspirator. Are you attuned? Are you listening to your dreams, your signs, your guides, your higher wisdom, your inner knowing, your sense, your inner compass? And the card at the base of moving on from what has been, what is in the past, what is no longer with us, what may not be serving us anymore in our highest path for the greatest good. So let's grow some definition to this. Right away, I'm being called to actually pull another Psychic Tarot card. Right at the bottom, we have the Sacrifice card. Transformation, giving up one thing for another, letting go, putting energy into something while understanding and accepting that something in exchange must be given to receive something new, to make a change in the alchemy of life. I wonder what this might be for you, calling for the month of March for you, Sagittarius. Let's read further. Very interesting. We have the Two of Cups, the combining of forces, energies, a union, coupling, partnership, bringing together of emotions towards something to create and uplift together in some kind of balanced interplay. Something perhaps is starting anew. Perhaps things are coming to a stage where the energy is being combined. Next we have the Queen of Chalices, yet in reverse. Perhaps there are hesitations about how we feel about going forward with something. Perhaps there is something unfulfilling or unmet in our past that is influencing how we feel about making a decision towards something that we have cultivated in our worldly lives. Perhaps something to do with money. Perhaps making a financial decision. Perhaps something to do with our work. Perhaps a project within work. Perhaps a new job. What may it be for you, Sagittarius? Continuing, though, underneath the central pillar of intuition and moving on, we have the sun, the central guiding force of all intelligence, life, radiance, transmission, pure, undifferentiated intelligence and logic, beneficence, the giving without asking anything in return other than to live our lives freely and innocently for the joy of creation and bliss. The sun, an auspicious sign, in the center of the reading, bestowing its positivity in spirit, bestowing its positivity that the outcome of time, no matter what, is serving the greatest good, and you have the sun behind you. We have the Three of Cups, the combining of forces now, of which has come to growth, to nurture the fertile ground for which something is growing that may be harvested, something that we may enjoy together, perhaps in partnership, a beautiful kind of union of energy, emotional intelligence, things coming together, working out, growing something new. Quite positive. And the Queen of Swords, ruthless, cutting in the imagery, yet signifying one who is able to make clear decisions, one who knows what they know, and who sits firmly, poised, yet ready to be able to cut and defend the truth that you know. So looking at the broader splay here, yeah, I see like there's an energy of hesitation perhaps, or unfulfillment, but I feel like you are being guided to make some kind of decision, perhaps in partnership, whatever that may look like, to move forward towards the truth and understanding that there could be some kind of sacrifice involved, but ultimately it's for the greater good. I'm going to draw another row beneath these. Yeah, we have the Five of Cups underneath the Two of Cups. Yeah, so I feel like some of you might be kind of grieving or a little worried about something that may have not worked out, perhaps in partnership or emotional fulfillment, which brings us to the Queen upside down. Yeah, and I feel like perhaps your feelings and some of the ideas that have been close to your heart might not have necessarily gone through quite as you hoped, perhaps. And that there is perhaps uncertainty when coming to make a decision or seeing what you actually have at your disposal here. We have the Two of Pentacles here, which is indicating to me some kind of uncertainty or some kind of imbalance on the journey. That could be impacting your mind and your heart. Yeah, and beneath the sun, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is relating to things worldly, things material, underneath the sun in reverse. So I'm starting to see, I think for some of you, this might be speaking towards some kind of project, some kind of work, some kind of partnership that might be kind of out of place here. You know, I'm seeing sacrifice, moving on. Also the Queen of Swords, you know, like speaking your truth, being able to make decisions, cutting decisions. We see the head of a man, you know, held here at Swillman's grass, like Kali energy, Kali Ma energy, you know, that purifying fire, destroyer, you know, kind of ruthlessness to defend the sacred. You know, what is the truth good for if it's not for serving what is sacred in life, you know? Yeah, so let's go here. Yeah, we have the Moon reversed underneath the Three of Cups. I feel like this is telling you, and this connects to the moving on card, that even if something doesn't work out, there's still hope. I feel like this is something that is kind of like perhaps rather than necessarily moving on, being willing to kind of talk things through, you know, to be able to really communicate what's on your heart and speaking your truth here. And that's the radiance of the sun, that benevolence, you know, that freedom, that liberty, that bliss, you know, all the good, positive, uplifting things in life. You know, perhaps it just needs to kind of get hashed out. And before making a critical, hasty, cutting decision, you know, it might just be, there might need to be some kind of communication and equal giving and taking here of sorts to combine to help things kind of continue growing. And we have the universe underneath the truth. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that the universe has your back with this truth. I feel like this is something that could really bring forth a kind of bring things into order, bring things into harmony, bring things into balance. And speaking of balance, I'm going to draw a animal totem card here, and we'll see for the month of March for you, Sagittarius. which animal spirit has something to communicate? Yeah, determination. We have the salmon card here. It's a sign of Pisces. Determination. I mean, think about that. A salmon, their mating ritual, going all the way up all those rivers, in like Alaska, Canada, whatnot, to go find that sacred place so that they can recreate and fulfill their life. So yeah, I feel like this reading has to do a lot with like your fulfillment or lack of. And yeah, I think within yourself what that may be. And I think what the direction may be, but understand it. I feel like the intuition is key here for you. And again, that lines up with the moving on, the sun, and then this kind of, what was this? Yes, this is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so I feel like this might have to do with like your sense of security and how you feel confident and comfortable with regards to how you are kind of like living out your life and your dream life. So with that, I'm going to draw another Psychic Tarot card here. Yeah, so I pulled that underneath the sun, which is below that is the Queen of Pentacles, that perhaps uncertainty or something to do with security. I drew material and spiritual prosperity. So yeah, I feel like this has something to do relating to that, your material and spiritual prosperity. But where to go from there? Yeah, this ties in with sacrifice and letting go, understanding that, perhaps there's, been a war in your life. I'm getting like there's just some partnership that hasn't been working out for like one of you or some of you or something. And, it's like kind of got to like cut your losses or be willing to like really kind of rehash things and communicate clearly with the truth, and kind of assess what's best for you, after a time of loss. And that's okay. Life goes on. Kuna Matata, right? That's not fair to say, right? There's probably lots of worries. But again, the intuition and understanding sacrifice and the transmutation of energy. And if you don't know what I mean by that, like, it's like an element. You melt ice, right? You got to apply energy here to get a change over there, right? It's that simple idea of like, you understand what I mean? Alrighty. I'm going to now look into the obsidian to try to glean some more insights that spirit might want to transmit. Yeah, there's something about readiness here. Readiness to understand and accept the possibilities and the various doorways that are coming and going within your life. Some doors may seem more welcoming. Some doors may seem more frightful. Some may have flowers within them. What are the ones that seem like they are fertile, well-nourished, and prospering? What doors seem like they may be fetid, dark, shuttered, perhaps dusty, and no longer welcoming for you? This is encouraging you to seek and to recognize the things that are healthy. And I'm seeing behind that, through that doorway in this vision I'm having, the sun. So, yeah, I feel like that's pretty clear in between the mirrors of this mystery for you. And yeah, I'm going to draw one of Teal Swan's blind spot oracle cards. For some of you, this may resonate into perhaps something of the shadow or something that is not as easy to see about yourselves. And we have the bottom. Interesting. We have the 69. Ain't that fine? Ooh, wow. This is actually a really beautiful sigil. I've never seen this one before. Look at that. Yeah. Yep. I have a feeling about the energy here, and I feel like it's going to kind of speak to the reading here so far. So let me grab the booklet and go to the 69. Interesting. We have gaslighting. What is gaslighting? Let's see what Teal has to say about this. If you have drawn the sigil, in this situation, either you are being gaslit or you are gaslighting yourself. If you were gaslighting someone else, you would have drawn sigil 10 or 73. In order to create any improvement, you have to ungaslight yourself. To gaslight someone is to convince them that they didn't see what they saw. They didn't hear what they heard. They are ridiculous or insane to feel what they feel. So it's invalidation, and it's kind of like deceiving. It's like manipulating. Like, oh no, what you feel, your perspective, perception, your intuition. That's not real. Pretty invalidating, right? So it is to make someone believe that his or her reality is not reality, when in fact it is. And this is why they feel so confused. The experience of gaslighting makes you feel like you're going totally crazy. Imagine that you're being walked out of your bedroom, and I walked into your bedroom and I replaced your bed cover. Then you come back into the room and noticed and asked me why I did that. Imagine if I said, I don't know what you're talking about. That was the cover you had on there all along. What are you talking about? The feeling you would have right there in that minute is a telltale sign that you are being gaslit. If gaslighting happened over and over again in your family of origin, the only way you can cope with that feeling is to suppress, reject, deny, and disown it. You start to gaslight yourself for the sake of harmony with the household. So I'm starting to see that kind of like the root and the crux of drawing this is like, again, trust your intuition and knowing when to move on, right? And understanding that there might be sacrifice in play, but ultimately the sun is guiding this. Again, central organizing intelligence of source, God, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like this is just telling you to like trust yourself and to wake up and realize and be in the truth and communicate the truth, stand in that, and understand the value of that, how that can hold things together or move things apart necessarily if need be, and trust that even in the unknown, like there is a greater harmony, that truth is powerful. The truth not only sets us free, but it sets things right, because where do we carry the truth? In our being, So where the truth is, if we're in truth, integrity, there we are. So if you have drawn the sigil, this sigil has come specifically to help you break out of the gaslight you are stuck in. You need to see that your feelings, your thoughts, your perceptions, and reality are important and worthy of consideration. You need to see that the reality you or someone else is currently trying to convince you isn't reality, is actually the reality. So there you go, my Scorpios. Or excuse me, no, Sagittarius. Scorpio was before Saggies. All right, and with that, little ding out. Once again, my name is Steve. I go under the channel name of Soulfire Tarot, S-O-L, not S-O-U-L. And hope to see you next month. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you found this interesting, of value, and perhaps relatable. Peace.